All right, so this is the unofficial voiceover for a demo for Fusion production here at Emo. So start out with the customer. I would open up the screen and just quickly introduce Fusion 360 Production as a cloud tool that would let you extend the information that you already have from programming your parts and utilize that information to push it out to the shop floor, and at the same time capture data from your shop floor or manufacturing floor back into your software to assure that you are literally utilizing all the data that you have available. So Fusion 360 is completely cloud-based, where you can go through and you can track your jobs, you can schedule and monitor jobs that are running on the floor, and all this can be done via a mobile interface right on the shop floor. Now, when you're looking at this screen here, you will see kind of like an overview of the Emo booth we have right here. So you will see that I have a few machines, including the Fanuc robot drill, that is sitting idle. I don't have any machines that is broken. I have a few machines that is actually running, making parts, and I have the Faro scanning arm that is down for maintenance. So that's one portion of your shop floor. The other portion of the shop floor, of course, is the jobs that is running. So here we also get a view of the jobs that are running on our shop floor. So we don't have any jobs that is in pause right now. We have some that is idle, waiting to go into the machines. We have a couple running, and then we have one in the end that is waiting for approval. So two things. You have your machines on your shop floor, and you have your jobs there. Now, I want to quickly take you through how you get the jobs into Fusion 360 and how you can utilize the technology that we have on hand. Now, this works for both PowerMill for feature cam, and here I'm going to use Fusion 360. So I have this part that is part of the VSC mono car that we have here at the show, and I have applied a couple of toolpaths onto this part from in our cam environment. And I can also go in here and I can get a machining time of 34 minutes. From right within our CAM software, we can push the knowledge we have right into Fusion production. So here I'm going to put in a part number, and I can also put in the setup time for the mill and that cycle time. And then I can select whatever machine I'm planning on running this part on. Now when I do that, all this gets pushed directly into our web browser, into Fusion 360 Production. So here you have an image of the part. We got that part number over. We can also add a customer number if we want in here, how many pieces going to be, and we can include other information such as making the part to print, add some text to search later. You can add extra operations in here. For example, you want to add inspection, for example, and also just important to know that within here we actually have the setup sheet that is needed by the CNC operator out of the machine to actually get the job running. We can set a delivery date on it. When is it due? We can specify if this is a hot or not hot job. And then we can dispatch this out to the floor. Now, when we dispatch it out to the floor, we are using QR codes. And one of the neat things about that is that if you have a mobile device, we can actually go out, we can scan the job sheet right on the floor with a mobile device, and you will see that it's going to call up that part. And from in here, we can actually go in and we can start the task. So the CNC operator can actually put the part in and can start the task, and we can see here that now in green that our part is running. Now, of course, this whole thing is part of a bigger system. So we have scheduling software in here where we can see all the different jobs that is running on the floor. So, for example, our Faro before that was sitting in maintenance, we can go in, let's take it out of maintenance mode, and right there we can see that there's a job sitting in queue. And like I said, we can either scan the code or we can go ahead and we can start it from right inside of the browser. And if we go back to the scheduling tab, you'll now see that it's in green, that is running. Other things we can do in here that is really nice is we can move job around. So, for example, down here, we have our micro machine, and there's a job that is running one job and there's another job behind it, we can move that job around and put it up in front of another machine, even in front of another task already running. Now, if we go in and look at that from our robot drill, you will now see that those two jobs are sitting in there and are ready to go. Now, as jobs are finishing out on the shop floor, we can go in here and we can stop a job that is running, and we can actually take information and push it back into Fusion production. So in this case here, we can leave a note, and you will now see that this part is now sitting ready to approve. And all this information that is on the shop floor, of course, is accessible via different reports. So in this case here, we can go in, we can see, here I have a copy of the part we just started before from our CAM software. We can go in here, we can see when all the different operations was executed through the shop floor. On top of that, we can also go in and we can actually pull out information right from the machine. We can do that a couple of different areas. We can go into the report area here, for example, go into a daily summary, and we can literally utilize all the machines we're having right here at the booth, and we can see how they are running. We can also go in on the machining side, and we can actually right from in here execute the same kind of environment and see specifically for how that machine is running. So Fusion Production gives you the capabilities of pushing knowledge you already have on your CAM software out into your shop floor, where you can monitor how machines are doing, you can move jobs around, you can get an overview of what's running the different machines by scanning QR codes. But then in the end, we're collecting all that data plus the machining data, and gives us an option to push it right back, see how you're utilizing your machines.